G'day folks. Well, the 355 sitting in its resting place. Doesn't that look fantastic so far? Wow. I've spent about $80 on bits and pieces. Masking tape, I needed a couple of extra cans of paint and a hole saw bit. This is a budget build, but to be fair, there's expensive parts on this, so it's not sort of budget in that sense. It's sort of just budget for me, to get it going. It's just effort, and it's paying off. It looks great. I love it. That engine bay's just come up a lot better than I expected. And that motor, of course, it always looks nice. It looked beautiful in the Munro. And it looks beautiful in this. Genuine Holden. So she's the 355. Got the scat crank, H-beam rods, SRP forged pistons, 30 thou over. It's got the 230 crane at 50 thou. And 496 lift. It's only a small cam. And I think it's around 112 lobe separation. Hydraulic lifter. I'm not after power NA. I just want a little bit of response. Keep it torquey. And obviously the boost is what's making the power. We got them -3 heads, high ports, and Edelbrock manifold, which has been sort of match ported. I've done a little bit of clearancing in the roof of it, and I think it really tidies them up. It's probably a bit hard to see, but this was all solid through here. And there's a couple of ports in there. I don't know what that was for. Maybe it was something to do with you could tap into it for heat. But I cut all that out. So it's actually open both right through the other side. And it looks like a little mini single plane, like a high rise. Yeah, looks really nice. I love that manifold. Put a lot of effort into it. So it's nice and shiny. Yeah, I haven't got the transmission bolted up. I've just sat it in there. It's just sitting on some blocks or just some sticks there, just to get it into position. So I can't put the transmission and engine in as one because of I might be able to show you. I don't know if you'll see it, but because of the modified sump, there's not a lot of room. Oh, can you see it, guys? I haven't got a torch on me. But from in there, from the Crossmember to there's not a lot of room. So when you try and get it in as one, like come in on that angle with the transmission in, it just doesn't work. So I've sort of got to just sit the engine straight down and then bolt the transmission up. That's the only downfall with that sump. I mean, the benefits are unbelievable, but that's the downfall with it. And I ended up bolting up my little turbo 350 to the engine stand. I've never done that before, and I thought, no, why not? And it's been so good. I've been able to drop the pan off it and then flip it over, clean it all, check it all over, give it a service. The fluid in it was just, it's a beautiful box. That box has actually come from wholesale transmission in Victoria. I bought it outright off them about 15 years ago. I'd be guessing it's done about 5,000 Ks, but I'm not hard on the gear. I'm pretty gentle on the stuff. So I mean, it's had a little bit of power put through it, but I don't jam it through the gears under boost because it's just brutal on them. I sort of get straight into top gear. When I was racing it, I was straight into top gear out of a corner. The boost would ramp up and then I'd be gone. I did downshift with it, but it's held up really well. And I've got a 2.5 stall converter. I run an adapter plate with it, so the engine, it's a trimatic stud, like a pattern, trimatic pattern, with a Chevy pattern. So I've got an adapter plate. I'll do a little video on that. I'm actually going to dummy it up so I can clock my offset studs, and I might just do a quick vid on that. I've got a little spare engine block, and I'll show you how I do that too. I'm going to make my own little cross member. The original one's just so big and bulky, and I think the transmission's a little shorter than the Trimatic, the Holden Trimatic, because I have to make a little, well, I've got a little plate that I made, and I ran it forward to pick up the transmission mount on this one. So I'll make my own little cross member up. And the other ones, they're heavy and they flex. They're not real strong. Like, they're strong, but they just tend to flex. Well, it didn't help, because I ended up having to cut arches in it to clear my header pipes. The bolted, well, the pipes from the headers. So, no, I'll make my own, and I'll put the pipes on it and dummy it all up, and then I'll make my little, I'll get the height I want, because I'm going to have to check for pinion angle before I sort of commit to it, yeah. So once I do that, get it all set up, then I can fab up my little cross member. But I'll keep you all posted on that one. I'm a bit of a pinion angle expert. I've had a lot of trouble with the race car, and had to do a lot of research on that, because that's critical. You've got to have the same angle coming out of the transmission as you do with the diff, because if it's wrong, it'll vibrate every time. And I had a lot of trouble with that. Plagued me for years. But once you learn it, once you correct it, it cancels each other out. I think you can run up to about 3 degrees offset with the uni joints comfortably, but they've got to be the same. They can't be different angles. They can't have like 2.5 degrees at the transmission and 3 at the diff, because it'll just vibrate. But I'll show you how to do all that. I've got a little angle, a gravity angle finder. Do it once and then it's done. This has got a deep pan I put on it. When I took the filter off it, it had a inch spacer on the filter to lower it down in the deep pan. So I don't know how much more it takes, I can't remember, but I think it may take another 2, maybe 3 litres extra. It was quite a bit. And it's got the cooling fins on it too, you can see just there. It's a great little pan, because the original ones, I think, oh, here it is, the original ones, very shallow and only tin. So, you know, you're talking the difference there. And it's cast aluminium. It's beautiful. I'm going to run the cooler in the front of this one. I've got a really nice tranny cooler. So on the race car, I had it underneath the car and I had ducting. So this will be a lot easier and a lot simpler. And the lines will be a lot shorter too. So they're all braided lines. Yeah. Well, I've done something else too, guys. I'll show you. Oh, wow. It looks so nice. She's beautiful. I've got the Hurst. A beautiful big Hurst. I wasn't going to put it in, guys. I was actually going to stick to the original, but I got thinking about it. No, I've got to put this in. And look where I got it now. I've moved it back, so to the original one. It's about 5 inches back from the original one. And I've lifted it up a little bit too. So I had a 3mm, it's actually a little bit of like checker plate. Like, you know how it's got the lines, the checker plate, aluminium? It's 3mm, I think. And so the checker plate's facing down, it's just flat on top. And I fixed it on top, like glued it in and fixed it really solid, then I thought, what am I going to do? I thought, oh, I'll have to make up something around the edges, maybe a bit of tin or something. And I thought, no, hang on, maybe I could just run a bit of body filler around it. And I thought, wow, look at that. It's just come up so nice. It's fiddly, but that looks so sweet. The carpet will just run up to the edge of it anyway, and I'll sort of glue around it and make it look nice. There's the cable shooting out down in there, nice big grommet. I'll show you the difference. That was the original one that came out of it. It sat about there. Look at the difference there. The Hurst is in park, and so is the original shifter out of it. Well, that's actually out of a Commodore. But the big Hurst, look at her. She looks awesome. Lift it up. It's in reverse. Click it into neutral, and you've got to tap down. It's a ratchet style. Drive, second, first. Look at that, it'll be just so easy to reach. It's fantastic. I love the cable setup on it too. It's amazing. So, got that little job out of the way. It's nice. Really happy with it. There's my little GDR badge. I crashed my car. I had a little GDR LJ when I was around 18. A mate of mine at the time had a yellow XU1 LJ, canary yellow, and I had a little cyan blue GDR. And I ended up bloody crashing the thing. I had my sister in with me, and I had another friend. It's a terrible accident. I was racing, so I shouldn't have been doing that. We're lucky we didn't kill ourselves. But that's all I've got from it. My brother actually pilfered that off the car, and I ended up wrecking the car, and he gave that to me around 7 or 8 years ago. He said, "Here, bro, here's a little memento." And I had it sitting there, and I thought, no, I'll glue it onto the ute. So it's a final resting place and a little reminder. It's a beautiful little car. I loved it. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for the little LJ GDRs. LJ it was. Had a 186 Merv Grey Special. When a local engine builder in Launceston, he was building engines at the time. It was a machine shop, but he was building them and selling them. Had a yellow Terra head. It was a 192 with a yellow Terra head. And a 350 Holly with a Lynx manifold. And it went really well. It was nice. Yeah, a little, probably a bit too much power for me at that age. Got a lot of wiring to sort out, guys, but I'm really looking forward to that. When I did the race car, I redid all the wiring on that, and I really dived into it, and yeah, it's not scaring me at all. So I'm going to run two systems in it. So I'll keep the original wiring for the headlights, tail lights, indicators, wiper motor, heater. That's about it really, just for that side of it. But as far as starting the car, ignition system, fuel pumps, thermo fans, scavenge pumps, all that side of it, I'm going to run separate, and it's going to be all in here. That's a false back. I'll end up taking that out, and there's probably nearly a foot of room, not quite, behind that. So it's probably double that, if not twice that behind. There's a ton of room. So I'm going to make another compartment and go right back, and then I'm going to mount in my ignition box, my relays, fuse panel, all the wiring, everything that needs to be will go in there. So it's easy to service, easy to access, clean and tidy, won't see it. And then I'm going to run a nice kill switch, like a big kill switch, which will just cut everything. And I'm going to obviously run, like I said in the previous video, battery in the back here, and So it'll keep the engine bay nice and clean. And it'll actually save on wiring because starter motors, it's only really down in here, so for the heavy duty cabling it's not going to be far to the battery. So yeah, it'll be a lot easier and simpler, and obviously I'll be able to get rid of a lot of wiring because all the gauges and that I'm going to retrofit myself into the fascia of the original. I may spend and go and actually buy a GTS fascia. I'm just weighing up the option at the minute. So I've put a GTS fascia in. I might be able to mount all my little gauges in the little cluster for the... Yeah, and that might look really nice. I'll have a think about it. But yeah, I'll mount all my little gauges in there, and I'll take my time, do a nice little job. So it's not going to look factory, but it's just going to look a lot neater than what was... because the Speedo, it was all buggered. It never worked. I mean, the fuel gauge, I'm not even going to need a fuel gauge because I'm running my own fuel cell. I'm not putting a Speedo in it. I'm just going to have a nice tacho, my boost gauge, my oil pressure, temperature, AFR gauges. You know, I'll just incorporate it all in there, the ones that I need. And that's all I need. So it's just a little weekend cruiser, not a daily. I'm going to put my race seats in it. Those seats, oh look, I got looking at those and they're just, I don't know, they're HQ seats, so they're not even really this model. This is a HX. And I think the little race seats are going to look nice in here with the carpet, and yeah, because they're a really nice seat. And I've got everything for them, so I'll use them. Yeah, so that'll look fantastic. So that's what we're up to. That's to date, caught up with everything. So I love it. I love it. This thing's just, I don't know, it just feels different to the Monaro. The Monaro, or unless I'm feeling a little bit different about it all, I just feel a lot more relaxed about it. I'm not putting as much pressure on myself, and for some reason I'm really enjoying it a little bit more actually. I'm a bit more fussier about it because I want it to look nice. You know, I'm thinking actually of blacking out the surrounds around here because the black looks nice on this. Sort of that colour, and I want to break it up a little bit, the brown. I'm actually thinking of putting a nice little black strip around it too, just like a GDS style, just right around it. And I may even blacken the grille. And I'm actually thinking of putting on one of those fiberglass spoilers under there. My son had a same model as this, and he put a nice little fiberglass spoiler, like a factory spoiler the GDSs have. And he painted that black, and it's got little brake ducts in it. I think it's 2-piece. It comes in 2 pieces, one for each side. And yeah, just screw it together, and it looked really nice. And I think I might do that with the 14-inch jelly bean wheels, I call them. Lower it down a little bit. I think it's going to look quite special. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. We're up to date. I've got a lot to talk about, actually. I've just been holding back on things at the moment. I just want to just get into the rhythm of doing videos, and yeah, I've got a bit to talk about. So I hope you're enjoying this so far. It's very interesting and unique. You know, you picture it with the turbo on it underneath, and you know, it's just, yeah, I want to Raptor coat the tray. That's my little plan. I'm actually going to Raptor coat the whole inside of it, and I'm going to do the fuel tank as well. I've got the air cleaner coming up from the turbo. I'll probably be a hole in there, and I've got a really nice filter. If you look back in my older videos, you'll see it on the Monaro. Battery obviously be over here a little bit. I'm running a muffler from the engine before the turbo. I ran that for a long time, and that really cancelled the noise out on it, whereas when I had it in the race car, I didn't bother actually having a muffler on it. It was so noisy. Like, it was a beautiful sound, but it was almost unbearable. I had to put earplugs in, it was that noisy. Whereas now, with the muffler on it, it'll be quite civilised. It'll be very nice. All right, guys. Well, I'll sign off here. Soon as I get that gearbox, and I'll mount it up to that engine, to my engine block, and I'll clock the studs for the adapter plate, and I might show you that. Give you a quick little rundown on that one, because that's quite interesting the way they set that up. Yeah, it works really well too. All right, folks. Well, she's coming along nice. We keep chipping away, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.